A record of deaths kept in a plantation journal lists the ages and cause of death of all those who died on the plantation between 1850 and 1855. Of the 32 who died in that period, only 4 reached the age of 60, 4 reached the age of 50, 7 died in their 40s, 7 died in their 20s or 30s, and 9 died before they were 5 years old. But can statistics record what it meant for families to be torn apart when a master for profit sold a husband or a wife or a son or a daughter? In 1858, a slave named Abraham Scriven was sold by his master and wrote to his wife, "Give my love to my father and mother and tell them goodbye for me, and if we shall not meet in this world, I hope to meet in heaven." One recent book on slavery looks at whippings in 1840 to 1842 on the Barrow plantation in Louisiana with 200 slaves. The records show that over the course of 2 years, a total of 160 whippings were administered, an average of 0.7 whippings per hand per year. But when looked at another way, once every 4 or 5 days, some slaves was whipped. The whippings, the punishments, were work disciplines. Still, Herbert Gutman finds dissecting Fogel and Engerman statistics. Those were the guys who wrote Time on the Cross. It was a book on slavery. Herbert Gutman finds overall 4 in 5 cotton pickers engaged in one or more disorderly acts in 1840 through 1841. As a group, a slightly higher percentage of women than men committed 7 or more disorderly acts. Thus, Gutman disputes the argument of Fogel and Engerman that the Barrow plantation slaves became devoted, hardworking, responsible slaves who identified their fortunes with the fortunes of their masters. Something that I've been learning in this book is that there are historians who write and who document history with an agenda. And quite frankly, a lot of people are saying that we should not be reading Howard Zinn because he has been disproven by other historians. What I think is happening is that this historian is writing information as it's supposed to be presented, and historians who have agendas, who have biases that want to uphold systems of oppression, which clearly they are, because these are historians that were writing about the fact that they thought that these slaves became devoted and they became docile and they became one with the master and they were super, super committed to the master making money. That is what 2 historians wrote about slavery. And so I'm also recontextualizing who I look to document history. And I have been mindful of this, but this book has highlighted just how insidious historians that are part of the system of white supremacy, how they translate information and how they present history. Because anyone reading that, saying that slaves became devoted, hardworking, responsible slaves who identified their fortunes with the fortunes of their masters, would be led to believe that, oh, these people just eventually they just like said, yeah, this is just our fate, you know, let's be one with our master. That's not the fucking truth. It's just fascinating to realize this. And it's fascinating to see the pattern of people who are saying that Howard Zinn is not a real historian, and then pointing to historians who have disproven him. And when you look at those historians, check out what they're trying to uphold.